What's going on, guys? It's, your favorite person in the absolute total whole world. It's your boy Vaps. So I am here today just to the most unhinged and 100% unbiased. Uh, it's extremely biased. Um, Tier list for the maps right now in the game. Sort of what's available. And I'm going to do this a bit differently than most people do. I'm going to go straight to the maps that I'd have to say nobody plays and or have issues for one reason or another. So I'm going to immediately put Agency, Insertion Tube, Basalt, and Office, which I don't even know if those maps are all in right now. Regardless, community maps, I probably have played each one maybe once, maybe twice, here and there, just for fun. Office is nothing but spin botting, aimbotting, cheating, so no one cares about that. Alright, now we're going to go from the top to bottom. And like I said, this is my opinion. I'm doing this first one. Alright, so I'm going to do a first one, then I'm going to do a second one. I'm going to do one based off of playing, and then one based off of watching. So you have, the maps that are fun to play, and what I personally feel like are fun to watch when it comes to pro play. So, first off, we're going to go in the S tier. You got to have Inferno. Honestly, Inferno is probably what I personally believe the most entertaining map to watch in the game right now. I really enjoy. What am I talking about? Watch. I'm talking about playing. The first one's playing. Regardless, Inferno still is S tier when it comes to playing. There's just no other map that is as good when it comes to playing. All right. Now, the thing is, I personally believe there can only be one S tier map. I think everything else is either an A plus or just slightly behind S tier, and one change or another could make it more fun to play. Now, for A, I've got to add Nuke and Ancient. I can already hear you guys complaining about Ancient, alright, but hear me out. Ancient is just fun. It's new. It's entertaining to play. Most people don't know how to play it, so if you actually learn the map, you can absolutely dominate most people, even if they're, more mechanically skilled than you. If your brain is just bigger, just massive 3,000 IQ brain, you'll win. It's just that easy. And Nuke, I mean, what can I say about Nuke? It's been a staple for years, and the current version of it is actually pretty fucking fun to play. It's one of those maps that if you have a team that knows how to play it, the people on matchmaking face it, whatever, if they actually know how to play the map, you're going to have a hell of a lot of fun running around, killing people here, killing people there. Top executes, outside executes, ramp executes, just so much that you can possibly do. And even on CT side, if you know the angles and you know util, you can just hold it all down. Now, I don't think that any other maps qualify to be that A tier. Yeah, I think that's it for A tier maps. I don't think there's anything else. It's just a few things could have a couple changes and will be there. Now for B tier, I'm going to put Dust 2, Mirage, and Overpass. Dust 2 and Mirage, two of the most overplayed maps in the game right now. I think Dust 2 is good. I just I have played so much. It's my most played map overall, and I can't I can't stand it anymore. It drives me crazy, and that people are so good at it. It's hard to be good at it if you don't have a team behind you. Some of the other maps you can carry hard and be just fine, but I feel like Dust 2, everybody's just so good at it, and everybody has seen everything. It's hard to trick people the way you can trick people on other maps. Mirage, overplayed. I think Mirage needs a rework. Not because it's bad, but just because it hasn't changed in forever. You know, aesthetics aside, I can't think of any like legitimate changes other than maybe the bench underneath window. Everything else is pretty much staying the same. Overpass, I'd put it actually in front of Dust 2, in terms of how fun it is to play. Overpass is a great map. I just don't play it as often, and the reason is I have good maps on it. I, do relatively well most of the time, but then every now and then you'll run into a face-it match or a matchmaking game, and you just get absolutely railed. Your teammates don't know how to play the map. They're flashing each other. They're stacking 4 people on B or 4 people on A. Don't know how to actually hold the map and get actual map control. It's just bad. And then next, you're going to have Cash and Train. Alright. You got Cash and Train. Not much you can say about it. They're out of the pool for a reason. Cash, I feel like it could be better, but I just don't find it fun anymore. There's a lot. I still think it needs another rework. It's still difficult to take control of B side as a T unless you have checkers control, and there's not much you can do outside in sunroom. It's like things just don't seem fun when it comes to Cash. Train, Train is good. It's a good map. I feel like it needs just a few things changed for it. I think that Ivy needs a bit of like just shuffling around. I don't know what exactly, but I feel like Ivy might need a little bit of shuffling around, and I think the B site also needs to be changed a little bit. I get that it's called Train, so there's going to be a lot of train cars, but I feel like the train cars sometimes add a little bit too much to try to work around. And Vertigo, now this sadly doesn't have an F tier, but Vertigo is just the most unfun map to play. Like, I don't like it. I find it to be terrible. If I could delete it from the game, I would. Yeah. That's just how it is. Alright, so now we're going to go back, and we're only going to show the maps that I personally believe are fun to watch. Now you've got Inferno and Nuke are extremely enjoyable to watch. You get a lot of things, like just such nutty things happen on those maps with all the executes when it comes to pros. And granted, that being, I am a FaZe fan, so of course 2 of the best maps for FaZe this year. I think they had an unbeaten, I forget what their, I don't know if they've lost the Nuke this year. I'll have to double check, but if they have, I'm not sure who they lost to. Let me check. Now that I think about it, let me check, because I feel like that's an interesting talking point. So they lost once to Ents, and I think that actually may have been no, that was Dallas. Oof, yeah, Dallas. I was there for that tournament. That was sad. Yeah, so they have a 90% win rate on Nuke, so obviously I'm going to really enjoy watching that, because it's nice to see a map that your team is really, really good on and just destroys most people on. It's just how it is. And Inferno's Inferno. So let's move on. Next in the A tier, we have, oh, that's not a map that you can play. Overpass and Ancient. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out. Alright. There's the list. Overpass, Ancient, and Mirage on A. Mirage, although I said it's super overplayed, I don't like playing it. Well, it's not that I don't like playing it. I just wouldn't choose to play it every time, which happens a lot. I feel like those maps are super enjoyable to watch. Ancient being up there because it's so new and people still are trying to figure it out. You know, the map's been up for about a year, but people are still figuring out things all the time. And with the changes in mid, in window, you know, that sort of made it a bit harder to keep it as a CT. Changing cave made it so that even if you're hiding in that right hand side corner, you know, you're not always safe. You have to have a smoke there in order to actually hold it safely, because you can get peeked from both angles at the same time. And then you have Overpass. Overpass is super fun to watch. You know, my favorite player, Olaf, he has quite a bit of history on Overpass. Something about a boost or something like that. Dust 2. Dust 2 is okay to watch. It's just, you know, again, it's been so played and so many things have happened there on that map. It's hard to see something new whenever you're watching it. And don't get me wrong, there are some people who are still innovating the map and are super good at it. And then nothing in C tier, because I'd rather watch nothing, like no pro play at all, as of right now when we're on this player break, than watch Vertigo. Vertigo is boring. It's just a ramp simulator every single round. That's super, you know, it's just not cool. And yeah, so that is my completely unhinged and super controversial and hot take opinion on the maps, both what I enjoy to play and what I enjoy to watch. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, I don't care. Fuck you. Too bad. Co-parter. If you agree, then yeah, I knew I was right. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.